My name is Terrence Little. I'm 36 years old, and I'm divorced. So I grew up in a single parent home. Pretty much just my mother and my sisters. And I didn't have a blueprint for what it meant to be a husband, you know? I didn't see a man come home and show up every day. I didn't see conflict resolved with, peace and compassion. I didn't see a man, love a woman. I didn't see, consistency, accountability, all those different things that, go into a marriage. Growing up in that environment, you pretty much see survival, and survival is not, necessarily healthy for a relationship. Survival is all about, independence. I don't personally believe that going without things or being deprived of certain things gives you an excuse not to know better, right? I mean, the saying goes, if you know better, you do better. The truth is that you can know better and not do better, right? We're adults. So you would think that one would understand that going into a marriage or entering into a committed relationship. But the truth is that's not how things always play out. I mean, in my case, pretty much my marriage was like my third committed relationship. Every relationship I had pretty much was casual. To be completely honest, I never really believed in the concept of vulnerability. Essentially, you're opening yourself up and giving someone the ability to destroy you. I don't know, a lot of times in my life when it came to potential relationships or love interests, I just didn't take a risk because I just didn't see the reward in it. I probably should have never got married to begin with. Another concept is love. Love is a lot of things. Love will have you stay a part of things that you probably should walk away from. Love will have you overlook things that you probably should pay attention to. Love will have you accept things that you shouldn't tolerate. Love is probably one of the most powerful emotions that we experience as humans. And love is completely irrational. Love actually makes no logical sense. But if I'm being honest though, I think that even before I got married, and I don't know if I was completely open, but honestly, you can't go into things halfway. You have to go in fully committed. Some things aren't as solid as you believe them to be. Sometimes you're building something on a foundation that isn't as solid as you thought it was. Sometimes what you thought was truth wasn't the full picture. That's all I'm going to say about that. For a while now, since I've been pretty much by myself, I've been trying to find ways to articulate or pretty much understand everything myself. Going through a failed marriage is not a huge traumatic incident in my life, but it was something that I was a part of at one point, and it got dissolved. It's like you're building something with someone, and I mean, it's pretty much it. Like when you get married, it's pretty much like you're declaring yourself to be with this person. You take vows, and you do all those things. It's pretty much it. It's like the end of the road. Obviously, I didn't have a father, and I thought, well, one day if I become a dad, I'm gonna be a great dad. Also, when I become a husband, I'm gonna be a great husband. Both of those were lies. And I'm trying to film this as raw and uncut as possible. I had an entire script, and I just went off script and just started talking. I'm actually trying to find ways to be more vulnerable and relatable. I believe that's, I don't know how well it's gonna go. When I look back on things, I don't know if regret is the word I would use. I would definitely say disappointed. I was disappointed in myself in a lot of ways. Marriage showed me that I had really bad communication skills. Really bad communication skills. I didn't know how to articulate how I felt, but I also was too blind to see how things that I said or did affected my partner. But also, I was extremely stubborn in a lot of ways. I thought that if I did something and she was bothered by it or it affected her in a certain way, I thought that that was her problem. I was pretty much, I was an asshole in a lot of ways. To be fair though, at the beginning of our relationship, there were a few things that, you know, kind of, I don't know, I decided to just, you know, forgive those things and just be optimistic. The truth is that I have a hard time forgiving. I realize that. Even now, I've been in Southeast Asia for a year and a half, and I think that's something I've carried my entire life. I don't know how to forgive. I know it sounds good, like, you know, forgive and forget and all that good stuff, and Jesus forgives and all that good stuff, and God forgives, but I have a hard time forgiving. I have a hard time letting things go. I think because I have a strong sense of loyalty. That's why I have a hard time letting things go. Because like I said, marriage taught me that I was very selfish. And I had a hard time admitting when I was wrong. I also had a very hard time compromising. You have to compromise in a relationship. That's with any relationship, you know, not just a romantic one. You have to compromise, and I just had a hard time compromising. It's like you believe that you're all these things until you're faced with situations that show you that you're not these things. I thought I was a great communicator. I thought I was understanding. I thought I was level-headed. I thought that, you know, I was easy to be with. I work well with anyone. The truth is that I do have all those qualities, but they shine when I'm in less committed situations, like, you know, friendships, different things like that. But when it came to like romantic relationships, I was not that great. And this video is not about how horrible, you know, I wasn't horrible, but this video is not about me being like a bad husband. You know, this is me being vulnerable and reflecting on my time as a husband. I don't say my time as a husband like it was like a military service or something, like it was like a contract or something. Well, it was a contract, but you know, I'm not gonna speak on her and her shortcomings or whatever, because that's just, I think that's corny to do that to your, you know, on the internet anyways, especially without her consent. Having a failed marriage taught me that I had so many things wrong with me. And the truth is, I don't know if they would have ever come to the surface if I never got married. I know it sounds like I'm talking about it like it was some type of experiment. It wasn't, but I don't know if I would have learned these things about myself if I had not got married. So I got married at 30. I'm 36 now. So imagine if I hadn't got married. I wouldn't be living in Southeast Asia, having the best time of my life, but also I probably would have, I don't know what situation I would have been in. I think one of my biggest problems was when I was younger, a younger man, in my early 20s, I was very apprehensive of opening myself up to those possibilities. To be honest, casual relationships are easy to manage because there's no expectations. Committed relationships is a whole nother ballgame. Also, choosing a partner is obviously a very, very, very important thing. Not until afterwards did I realize just how important compatibility is in a relationship. The truth is that, like, if you have puzzle pieces that do not fit, they just don't go together. The problem is that sometimes you fall in love and rationale just go out the window. When you're in love, you pretty much just don't care. I'm 36. I have no children. At this point in my life, I have to, I don't know, do I want to get married again? Do I want to be a husband again? Do I want to have a family? Or do I have to redefine what a full life looks like to me? The first week after separation, I pretty much I mean, the reality didn't set in until my complete routine in life was just like uprooted, you know? Everything was different from that point on. And it was the reality that things will never be the same. From there on, you start this journey of, you go through different stages. You go through stage of anger. You go through this woe is me stage. You go through this regret stage. You go through the stage where you're just blaming everyone except for yourself. You're going through this stage of, wanting things to be back to where it was. And then you finally settle on, your new reality. It actually didn't take me long to settle in on a new reality because I kind of did a speed run through all those stages where like I just felt everything all at the same time. I wasn't as distraught from getting divorced as I thought I would be. The biggest thing for me was I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't know if I had anything to offer or if I had like a purpose. I think being married for 4.5, 5 years, you start talking about family planning, building a life. We had a nice home. We had dogs. I had a smoker, a Blackstone, backyard. And you start planning for the future. But when everything kind of just completely stops, like, what are you? Like, who is Terrence Little at this time? Terrence Little was a husband. Terrence Little was in school for cybersecurity. Terrence Little was a firefighter. Terrence Little was a veteran. Terrence Little was a brother. Terrence Little was a son and a dog father. As a man, when you get divorced, everyone's going to assume that you did something wrong. Everyone's going to assume that you were the perpetrator, or you must have did something wrong. You must have cheated, or whatever. But it wasn't the case. Like I said before, at this point in my life, I'm trying to redefine what a full life looks like to me. As far as I know, I still have a lot of life to live. Growth comes after accountability. And although a marriage takes two individuals, I decided to look at it from the perspective of how can I have been a better husband? How can I have been a better partner? And in the end, you still are left with the question, what do you do when life doesn't go as you planned?